Hi folks, it's Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I am out here today. I'm fixing to pick our cherries off of our Nan King cherry bush. Actually, it's two of them. That's right behind me there. But I want to tell you the story about the Nan King cherry bushes that we have. And so I'm going to turn you around and show you some of the Nan King cherries. They are ripe now. And they were loaded early this year, but we had a late frost and it got some of them. It's still pretty loaded, not quite as loaded as it could have been. But anyway, I'm going to turn you around and show you those and tell you a little bit about how this bush came here and give you a little history of this bush. So, here's our Nan King cherries. They're doing really good this year. They would have been more loaded, but a late frost got some of them. There's still quite a few. We showed all of our fruit trees in a recent video. I will link that below, and you can see all of our tour and all of our fruit trees in that video. But I wanted to come back and show this and while the fruit is ripe and looking good. So there you go. Now, okay, so the story with this bush is 5 years ago, Lee brought me home 3 little bushes for our anniversary. He had went to Tractor Supply and saw these Nan King cherry bushes. There was 3 small ones. They were in about a gallon size black bucket. He bought those for me for our anniversary. That was about 5 years ago. And one of those ended up dying while they were still small. They were real little. We put all 3 of them right here by our driveway. I'm going to back out so you can see kind of where that's at. That is right in our, right beside our driveway in front of the house. And like I said, that was 3 little small bushes that were in about a 1 gallon planter. So we planted those there, and one died, I think the first winter. One of them died out. The other 2 bushed out and are probably 10 to 12 foot tall there. And they've done really good for us. They've had a lot of cherries on them. Each year they have more and more. Last year they had a lot of cherries on them, but we let the grandkids get out here and help us pick them. And they are so good that the grandkids just ate most of them while they were picking them. And so we got us a bucket full last year, and I was going to do jam. Lee wanted me to make jam last year. And I never did. I put them in the freezer thinking that we would get more. And we didn't. Once they started really getting ripe like this, between the grandkids and the birds and the chickens get underneath here and get the ones on the lower limbs. There are none on the lower limbs because the chickens just, as soon as they start ripening a little bit, the chickens just get them. But like I said, this thing is 10 to 12 feet tall, and it's pretty loaded all the way up. Let's see if I can get over here and get another shot. It's got quite a bit on it. And so this year, I have decided to pick them ourselves. We are not going to let the grandkids pick very many. They've picked a few, but we are trying to get most of them picked ourselves and get that jam made. And these are so good. They are a little bit smaller than regular cherries, and they kind of have the same flavor, only to me they taste a little better. I like these a little better than the regular cherries myself, personal opinion. They do have a seed in them, so they're good, but they have a seed right in the middle of them, and so you don't get as much as you would think there. Just like cherries. And these are Nan King Cherries. And let's see, trying to get some more places where there's a lot. They are just, there you go. Oh, there, you can see good there. Loaded down. They are delicious, and we have not been able to make jam out of them, but I believe they are going to make some awesome jam. And that was, like I said, an anniversary present from Lee. This was our first fruit tree we had on this property. We done the apple trees the next year, and then we done peach and pear trees and grapes the next year. So now that's what we have. We have cherries, grapes, peaches, pears, and apples. And this, I gotta say, is probably one of my favorites. We haven't had pears yet. This is going to be our first year to have pears, and I love pears. But so far, this has been one of my favorite things, has been the Nan King Cherries. So, if you don't have a Nan King cherry bush, it is a wonderful investment to get. In 5 years, you can have a huge abundance like this. We've had cherries on it for the past 3 years. It started having cherries pretty quick. This is the 5th year, but we have picked cherries off of it the 3rd and 4th year, but we pretty much ate them as fast as we picked them. This will be our, of course, like I said, first year to actually get enough to do the canning. So there you go. That is our Nan King cherry bush. We've showed that once before, but I wanted to show the cherries ripe in there, how many cherries it has. And we are fixing to pick all those right now. Probably get a bucket full out of them, and then I've got the bucket full in the freezer, so I will be able to go ahead and make that jam this year. So I'm going to get back over here to this spot so you can see how many. See the bunches of them. So there you go. Give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Here's a bowl full of these. I wanted to show how pretty they are. This is not even a drop in the bucket. We'll get a whole bucket full out of these. That's just a bowl, one bowl full. There's no telling how many bowlfuls we'll get. We'll be able to fill up a ice cream bucket for sure.